Good morning, welcome to another video. Today we got a special video, a throwback video, because I'm going to show you what I ate as a teenager every single day to gain some muscle when I started training. And it's gonna be a fun one, because when I was thinking about like maybe the first year when I started training, what I was eating, how I was training, and it's just cool to think back to those days, you know. And today I'm going to show you my breakfast that I had every single morning. One, because it was very cheap. I didn't have like a lot of money. I went to school. Yeah, I had a job next to that, but well, I didn't really make a lot of money, so I had to save some and just make my meals as cheap as possible. And reason number two is because it has a lot of calories and it's also high in protein. To be honest, I don't even know at what age I started drinking coffee. I think I was maybe 14 or 15. I think something like that, because when I went to the gym, I remember that I didn't have like the money to buy pre-workout and stuff like that, so I just had a coffee with some milk in it, some sugar, you know, for those extra carbs. And yeah, I think I was around 14 or 15 years old that I started drinking coffee. And I know that in the beginning I didn't even like it, but I just drank it because it had caffeine in it. Yeah, I also had like a couple of energy drinks here and there, but usually just a coffee at home. Yeah. Anyways, let's get to the breakfast. I just picked up a couple of things, and the funny thing is that for these products I went to a German grocery store, and I live in the Netherlands, but I live like right next to Germany, like literally at the border with Germany. So when I go do groceries, I can go to Germany because one, the products there are just much cheaper. I don't know why, but they're just so much cheaper. And back then I always asked my mom to go to that grocery store because the things were cheap, and sometimes she would buy me the things, you know, that I needed. So that was pretty cool. But mainly for this bad boy right here, this is, I don't know, it's a German name, but it's some kind of thick Greek yogurt kind of stuff, more like quark, or I don't know how to explain it, but I'm gonna show you in a second what it looks like. It's very dense. I mean, this is 500 grams, and I mean, it's not a lot of volume, but I mean, it's super dense and super high in protein, super cheap. 75 cents for this thing right there. 75 cents for 60 grams of protein, because this has 12 grams of protein per 100 grams, and it's 500 grams in total. So 60 grams of protein for 75 cents. I don't think it gets cheaper than that. I think this is probably one of the cheapest protein sources that you can get. Next we got some whole milk, we got some porridge, banana, honey, we got some peanut butter, and I think that's pretty much all we need for this breakfast. So first, grab this bowl and look at this. Oh, I remember it. Yep. That is so thick, man. Come on. Yeah. That's what I mean. I mean, it's not a lot of volume, man. This is literally just protein. I mean, it has 4 grams of carbs per 100 grams. So that's 20 grams of carbs, 60 grams of protein, and 0.2 grams of fat per 100 grams. So that's 1 gram of fat for this whole thing. I mean, macro wise, it just doesn't get better than this. A banana, and I would just slice this banana up and put it in there. spoon for that because that is just too thick. You know what? I didn't slice it up then because I just did it like this. Didn't even care. Food is food. It's just going into your stomach, so it doesn't matter what it looks like on a plate, right? And then we topped this off with some honey. It's supposed to be that thick. Sometimes I would put a little bit of cereal on top just for the crunch, and this is just simple cereal without any added sugars, just some grains, high in fiber, just a little bit for the crunch, you know. And that is part one of the breakfast that I had. It's like a massive protein bomb with some carbs, some quick carbs. So for part number two of this breakfast, we're gonna have some porridge. And again, this was so cheap. I think this is, yeah, that was 95 cents for this whole package, and this usually lasted me like 3, maybe 4 days. So we're just gonna do 1/3 of this package. A little more. I know I didn't weigh my food out back then because I was trying to bulk up and I need a lot of calories, and in my mind, like in the first year of training, I was like, well, to get big you need to eat a lot of food, you know, because I was watching everyone on the internet, and back then it was like, if you want to get big you need to eat a lot of calories, you need to be in a huge calorie surplus. The more you eat, the more muscle you're gonna build, but unfortunately it wasn't like that. I also put on a little bit of fat, but it wasn't too bad actually. I'm just gonna put a couple of pictures on the screen so you can see what I looked like back then, but it was working for me, you know. And we're gonna pop that in the microwave for maybe 2 or 3 minutes. That is done. As you can see, it's still a bit watery, but that's how I like it. I also put a little bit of honey in here. Mix that up. And the last thing is just a little bit of peanut butter and this. Yeah, I know it's a weird combination, but hey, it was probably the only source of fat together with the whole milk that I had. And because this is warm, the peanut butter melts inside, you know. Now it's just a chunk of peanut butter, but if you let it sit for a minute or so, stir it up, you get this creamy kind of peanut buttery honey porridge, you know. That is pretty much everything I had for breakfast. That is it. As you can see, it is a pretty huge breakfast, but it also has a lot of calories. So I just put everything into MyFitnessPal, as you can see, and these are the total macros of this meal. Total calories are, according to MyFitnessPal, 1,362 calories, 172 grams of carbs, 31 grams of fat, and 91 grams of protein. 91 grams of protein in one meal. That's usually what I have in 2 or 3 meals. There you have it. You guys asked for it. a big bulking breakfast. I know the last couple of videos have been more about losing fat and cutting meals and high volume, low calorie meals because, well, I started my cut a couple of weeks ago. But yeah, I got a lot of comments about, hey, can you maybe do a bulking meal for people that want to gain weight? And just to be clear, you don't need to bulk and get fat to build muscle. You don't need to do that. You can also eat at maintenance calories, maybe slightly above maintenance, and just slowly build muscle, because building muscle takes time. And it doesn't mean that if you eat in a huge calorie surplus that you're gonna put on more muscle. Doesn't work like that. Unfortunately, would be cool, but hey, doesn't work like that. So you don't need to stuff your face every single day with food to build muscle. Just eat enough calories to progressively overload in the gym, have enough energy, and yeah, as I said, maybe around maintenance, slightly above maintenance would be optimal if you want to build muscle. But hey, that's just what I did. You guys wanted to see it, so there you have it. And that is pretty much all I have for you guys in this video. I hope you liked it. For me, it was pretty cool to think back about the days when I started training, what I was eating and stuff like that. So it was a fun video to make. Yeah, that is all I have for you guys today. Don't forget to subscribe to my channel. I really appreciate all the support. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you in the next one.